Hey everybody. Well, I said I was going to start a video blog, and so I figured I better go ahead and get started before my friends who are holding me accountable begin to hold me accountable. But I'm sitting in my office today just thinking about life, thinking about choices and decisions that we make, and realizing that, we're just all on a journey. And our journey, as long as we're on this earth, as long as we draw breath in our body, we're on a journey. Sometimes that journey is fun and sometimes it's not so fun. And recently it hasn't been the most fun, but it's getting there. And through all of it, God is so faithful, so good. I've just gone through the book of Job, coming towards the end of that in a Bible study, and realizing as we walk through that, and as I have listened to the teachers and have read through the book of Job, so many people, if you've read the book of Job or if you've heard about the Bible and you feel like people have said, I feel like Job, I'm being tormented, I'm being tested, I'm being whatever. I thought that the book of Job was really just about his suffering, really just about struggle and strife. But I realized as I went through it that there is just so much more to it, so much more. His friends that came in and were trying to encourage him really discouraged him more than his circumstances did. And I thought about the times that people have come to me trying to help in a situation, or times that I've gone to someone else trying to help in a situation and just ended up making it worse. Trying to make sense of it all, his friends came and said, well, you must be doing something wrong for God to curse you like this. And really, it wasn't anything about that. God had given permission to Satan to sift him, to challenge him. God said, you can't take his life. God believed in Job's righteousness. He believed in Job's commitment to him. And I thought I don't know that I could ever be like Job, to have everything taken away and yet still be considered a righteous person. But going through this book, I realized Job was righteous, but he was not perfect. And he did question God. He questioned God. He threw himself little pity parties. He said, oh, that I would never have been born. It would be so much better for me if I just had never been born. Just kill me now. Get it over with. I'm struggling. I'm suffering. So he really whined and fussed. And I found great comfort in that, because I tend to whine and fuss at times in my sadness and my struggle, and yet God still considered him righteous. It's a beautiful thing, because then at the end, God did hold his friends accountable for not being the friends that they could have or should have been, that God had wanted them to be. And then he restored everything back to Job. God restored all of it back to him and more. And then he lived another 140 years. Now, I'm not sure that I want to spend 140 years on this earth the way it is right now, but to know that he lived a long, happy life, that everything was restored to him and then some, was a beautiful picture of how God takes the rottenness of our life, if we give it to him, and he can turn that around and make something beautiful. I'm in the process right now of watching God turn my ashes into beauty from everything. So I don't know where you're at right now, but I hope that somehow that this encouraged you, that being a righteous person doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you have to have it all together all the time. And it doesn't mean that God's going to strike you dead if you throw yourself a little pity party, because I'd have been dead long ago if that was the case. But God loves us. God loves his children. So whatever you're going through today, if you just are having a really rough time, I just pray that you would surrender to him and trust him and know that he can make something beautiful out of whatever it is that's going on. So God, right now, I just want to pray for everyone who might watch this, who might listen to this, who might hear this. And I pray, God, that you would help them to trust you and help them to know that you are the God that heals. You're the God that can turn ashes into beauty. I thank you for that in my life as you continue to do that day after day after day. So bless these people, whoever might watch. Maybe it's just me and my silly cat. But I say these things in your name. Amen.